coming back to pornography.
Now this is Mayor Wilson. We have an incubator where we work with startups using basically the same methodology. A corporate consultancy where we facilitate experiential workshops, basically internal startups where we help frontline staff practice doing different, often embellishing teams with external diversity. We do something with other agencies like Hydrogen Creative, who's here with us today, and the De-Institute initiative at Rotman, where we tackle wicked problems. In fact, the University of Toronto now offers a certificate in applied innovation. Although we're an innovation consultancy, we're also committed to helping our clients to progressively and incrementally build a culture of innovation. If we do our jobs really well, we should put ourselves out of work. Think about it. Everyone should be able to do this. You should be able to do this yourselves, without our help or assistance. There's a great Christensen story. In the early days of disruptive innovation, Andy Grove of Intel fame, and Only the Paranoid Survive fame, called Christensen in to talk about this thing he called disruptive innovation. Their first meeting, which included a quick explanation of overshoot and being disrupted by simpler, cheaper from below, apparently that could have been measured in minutes or even seconds. Grove's response was apparently, "I got it," and then to Christensen's shock, he was dismissed. It was then that the Intel Celeron chip was created to disrupt itself. It's actually that easy. There is no reason you can't build this internal capability.
Another interesting part is that this methodology applies to solving any wicked problems, not just business problems, but social problems as well. Wicked problems are those problems that deal with complexity, with human behavior and reflexivity. Problems where we don't even know the answer to, we don't even know the questions to ask. Now, we've tackled and facilitated innovation challenges and built expanded capacity in a number of categories. Here are some examples of the workshops we've facilitated to try to build community problem-solving capacity to enable and empower front lines. Now, we believe, everything is in fact a paradox. There's good and bad embedded in everything around us. And the list of paradoxes is endless. Every solution has an unintended consequence. We seem to appreciate the specialist more than the generalist. But where we play, the crowd is smarter than the expert because we're dealing with the infinite, where perception is the new reality, where human capital rules. It's only through this adaptability that we could turn information into knowledge, but always be open to surprise. Brute force might solve the complicated, but the only way we can deal with the complex is to go where stories and empathy rule. Admit you don't know and run an experiment. Anything else is arrogance. I want to end on one last note about any paradox, dealing with any paradox. There are many examples of what I'm going to suggest to you, but I want to pick the mantra of the French Revolution, starting with liberty and equality. These two elements can in fact themselves be considered to represent a paradox. But this mantra only makes sense once liberty and equality are modified by fraternity, an element that I believe relates to wisdom, highlighting that every paradox requires the application of human wisdom.
We're working with our own mantra, but the wonderful part of our day relates to the fact that we're trying to build wealth by developing deep, profound understanding and empathy. I think it's a revolution. So thank you for attending our session, and we'd sincerely like to wish you all the wisdom to cope and thrive with the paradox of innovation.